All right, good morning, the good people of the SBP. It is that time to talk some hip hop. We're going to do that today. I'm your boy Prime, as always, bringing you the good stuff. And I got my partner, the homie Source, as always, in the building. What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro? How you feeling this Sunday? This no football Sunday.
I feel good. I feel good. I don't feel good that there's no football, but I feel good. One is blessed to be alive, and two, man, we gonna get to talk some hip hop. I mean,
Yeah,
so it's
keep it on.
always good when you can talk some hip hop. Other than that, I don't have much going on today. Other than there's a couple of women's games on coming on today. Then we got tennis. At the time of this recording, we got Tennessee and UConn. Though I don't expect there to be much of a game. I'll probably be peeping that. We may still be on once that's going on. But later today we do got Oklahoma and Texas. So I look
Yeah,
forward to
man.
that. But we're
Awesome.
talking hip hop. I actually might watch that with hip hop playing, with some 80's hip hop playing while it's on the tube. So I think that's probably what's gonna happen.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man. As you mentioned, football, we are a week away from the Super Bowl. We'll get back at the Super Bowl thing next week. I've been preparing for that as well. I got stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff. So we ought to have a good show. Have a good show next week. Talking about the Super Bowl. But
I don't think it's gonna be as good as last year's show.
last year's show was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was great myself.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I thought it was pretty good. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Might try to pull another person or two, see if they want to jump in for a minute. Maybe reach out. Even if they can't give us but 5 or 10 minutes, that's
Oh
cool.
yeah,
But we'll see
that's the
how
best.
that goes.
That's the best actually. Jump in and keep it moving.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of that on that. But anyway, man, in many ways for me, the Super Bowl for me, bro, growing up was going to the record store. It was going to the
Hmm.
record store. I told you many times that my my little bit of part-time money that I had as a kid was going in three places. As soon as I got it, the check was gone. I was either buying clothes, I was buying comic books, or I was buying records. That's just where all my money was spent. You know what I'm saying? I had to carve out a little $10 because the grandparents made me start paying for my own haircuts when I got a job at the drugstore. You know what I'm saying, in the summer camp. But other than that, you best believe after that haircut, I was in the record store, bro. I was in the record store. That was a weekly thing, whether it was a full album, it was somebody's 12 inches. When 12 inches were great, you know what I'm saying? You getting that extra, that crazy B side that's not on the album. Like it was
Hmm.
crazy, man. So I miss those days so much, man. I do.
For sure. I never was a record collector. I never had anything to play a record on, to be honest. But uh, I get it, and I love to see people doing it now. Records, whether you believe records went out of style or not, records are back in style now. So it's a lot of crate digging for people that don't even necessarily listen to the albums. They just want them because
Yeah.
they're vintage or they must haves or whatever the case may be. So I do like that.
I don't think for me it'll ever be the same as when I was a kid, of course. But you and I talked a few weeks ago, and I mentioned that I did mention that I was going to probably when I have maybe when we move, but because I don't know if I have the space, but I wanted to start
Yeah.
collecting that wax again, and some of the stuff that I may not have, and get a turntable, and then of course I'm a get down like you get down and give me a little setup too for some spins, not solely
Yeah,
with
man.
wax, but I just ain't got the room for it right now. But one day. But the record setup itself will probably come first. Why even get to that, man? That part. That's something totally different,
Right. True.
man. The beautiful thing for me, man, because we're talking 80's hip hop today, is that I would say at least from I can honestly say on my list, every song that I'm going to put out there today, I had on wax. I
Oh
had
yeah.
wax. Every song. I probably had the whole album. I pretty much probably had the whole album, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot that's not on my list that you're going to name that I've had the whole album. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I got down. You know, Peaches love to see me coming. Sam Goody and them. You know, Sam Goody and Mr. Music, all of them, they used to love me too, but Peach used to love to see me coming. I used to go in that joint off Midlothian, bro, across from the mall.
Yeah.
In there. Oh, they knew me easy. You would thought I was a DJ for real. Like I would go in that joint, and the same couple of people that would usually be there, especially on Saturday morning, I can come in the door, they look up, yo, you know. I'm like, they know exactly where I was going. I'm going straight to that hip hop section.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. People tell me all the time, dog, it's like, I'm surprised you end up being you a rapper, but I'm surprised you want to DJ all that wax she cry. I said, yeah, I know. Like, you know, so.
So if you could run it back, would you have DJ?
I probably would be. I would probably still want to be more of a rapper, because I just knew at some point I put away a lot of things that I wish I hadn't. Gave up a lot of things in sports and certain things because I just knew that back then that I was going to be a rapper. You know, I just knew. You couldn't tell me anything. But hip hop is a great thing. 80's hip hop is a great thing because for me, even put aside some beefs. I don't know, and I may have told you before. I don't know if you're familiar with. It was a kid. I think he went to Monacan. He used to be in the area. He might have been maybe right about your age. He's about a couple of years younger than me. But anyway, his name was Ron Flowers.
Right. Yeah. I knew that's what he was gonna say.
yeah. Ron Flowers and I had a little bit of a beef for no reason. His homeboy had a beef with me for no reason. Me and my homeboy, you know, but. And it really wasn't
Brian Trent.
Nah, he had a homeboy he ran with named Ben. I think it was Benjamin. Matter of fact, I brought him up quite a few times because he used to date our homie and sister Kim. I mean, her had a conversation about it. He was crazy about Kim Clark. Yeah, he was crazy about Kim Clark. Yeah, so he had beef with me for no reason. I was indirectly in the beef because actually Ron had a beef with my man's girl. You feel what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So instantly, you got beef with him, you got beef with me. It's gonna be a problem. You know, man was his man's in anyway. But anyway, long story short, it took a trip to a record store one day where I walked right into him, and we both was crazy as digging through the crates, boy, in the 80's. I'm sitting there peeling through records. I look up, he's on the other side. You couldn't write this up, and he's kind of peeling through records. And we kind of look up at each other. They'll say nothing, look up again. And I'm like, I don't like he got nobody with him. I ain't got nobody with me. Even though my man's was down the hall, but he went in the record store. And I'm like, and I don't know who started the conversation. I don't even know how much he remembers of this, but the conversation where we ended up talking. And like, yo, what up? And this and third, whatever. And then this kind of squash. You know, it was like, it wasn't nothing after that. Like, you know, it wasn't really anything formally said, but it was hip hop, or that 80's hip hop. And you know, and I also had another situation with another guy by the name of Mega Rock. We had a beef. I don't think ours was as serious. Ours was more rap. You know, other thing could have got physical.
Right.
You know, and we kind of settled our. We never settled who was the best in Chester at the time, which I mean, I think we did. I think most people remember the infamous battle down there. But anyway,
Mega Rock.
Yeah, Mega Rock was nasty.
Who was that?
You kid about it. I never knew Mega Rock's real name. I guess every time
was he dark skinned?
Nah, man. You know he kind of remind me of, dog. He remind me of, and not trying to be funny, but he remind me of back then Alfonso Ribeiro a little bit.
Oh wow!
About his complexion, had a little good hair, curl, whatever. You know, he cared. You know, girls go crazy over his hair, and he had good. You know, but yeah. That kid. We actually kind of settled our situation. We settled it man to man,
right.
spitting. You know what I'm saying? In front of a ton of people. I didn't know it was gonna get that big because we planned it one week. Well, you be it next week. I'm gonna do this and the third. Next thing I know, daggone half the black community in Thomasdale. I ain't gonna say it was half, but the sun's coming down. I got the LC Bird people. I see people that I knew but didn't know from Meadowbrook. I'm like, yeah, darn, what you know, you'd have thought they put out flyers.
Right.
On those social media back then. No, nothing. No, you know, Facebook. I'm like,
I'm picturing this whole thing. I'm picturing this whole thing.
And we went 3 for 3, and I think most people didn't realize that I won. I smoked him, but No disrespect to him. He was nice. I put him up against anybody else I saw.
That's
But we
funny.
settled the other situation, speaking in hip hop, at the record store, buying records. And ironically, both of us being from Chester, we settled this beef, dog, buying records. And I can tell you what's funny. I can tell you, when we had this little situation going on, I remember having a Dougie Fresh record in my hand because I was looking at it. We were at the record store all the way in Petersburg back when Walnut Mall used to jump. So two
Okay,
kids from Chester bumping each other in the record store and settle a beef, buying records in the 80s.
that is funny.
Yeah, man. So, but
Somebody
yeah,
just asked me about him a couple months ago,
ask
actually.
about who?
Ron Flowers.
Ron Flowers? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they mentioned him. I shouldn't say they asked me about him, but I remember since you brought him up, because him, and Brian Trent and whomever else.
Yeah, I know who Brian Trent is, but
Yeah,
he was
they
part of
were
the
around
situation going on.
D'Angelo. They were around D'Angelo uh, throughout his.
Really?
I don't know for how long. I don't know for how long. I can't. I don't want to guess. But D'Angelo used to go to the studio with them because he's younger than. I mean, they're older than me. He's younger. D'Angelo's younger than me, and so obviously he's younger than them. But I remember he used to go to the studio with them, and I don't know what the relationship was. Was it just from that management early on? I don't know, but I know that they used to be with him back in the day. So
I hadn't seen Ron in so long. I'm pretty sure, like, I feel like certain things you don't forget, but I feel like if I was to run across him on that and we look at each other, like, you're like, yo, like I haven't seen Ron Flowers in probably, it's been at least, it might be 20 years, 25, like, you know what I'm saying? We was never boys, but we was cool, you know what I'm saying? After that incident, it's like when you might run into somebody in the club or something after that, we're gonna dap each other up, keep it moving, But like I said, I don't think he and I really had a real beef, but he had a beef with my mans, like I say. And for some reason, his boy Ben didn't like me, maybe because the whole beef situation. I don't know if he thought that me and Kim had something going on. Kim, that's my dog. Like,
right.
we brother and sister type, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it's just something that could have got me, And back then, we didn't even have a problem with it getting ugly. You feel me? So that's just.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, man. But buying records, man, buying records. Like I say, we about to get into the 80s. And this could have been, man, this really could have been a couple of shows because I thought about it and I said, I want to hit source at the last minute. He wanted to divide these up because I'm looking at, we're talking about the 80s. We're using almost the whole 80s. And you and I have talked countless times, and you talk about when you first got in and started listening to hip hop and all that. And I'm thinking about, of course, I'm listening to records way before then.
Yep.
And a lot of my love was way before, way before high school. You know what I'm saying? I was, I lived in a house with an uncle who bought tons of records. The two things that I held dear to this day that he put me onto were records and comic books, right? And then so I bought records, he got tired of me sneaking in and playing his records. So he was like my big brother because we lived in the same house. But
gotcha.
But when I got my own setup, I would buy records, and man, he had all the early 80s stuff, of course. So the stuff I used to sneak in there and play was a lot of it was his. I got my hands on it. And then of course later on we started getting to the mid and the mid to the top. Of course, I was making enough money. I was either getting allowance, so I had old enough to get a part-time job at the age of 16 to buy my own stuff.
Right.
You feel me? So we could have done a show. I was like, well, we could have split it up, but I don't know how much hip hop source really listened to before 85. So yeah. I don't know. So I said, you know what? Now I'm not gonna hit it. I'm just gonna throw all my stuff, a lot of my stuff in the mix. It might not fit a particular groove of a mixtape if I was trying to create a certain vibe because the sound might be different, but I don't care. I'm just going to throw it in there. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. I know definitely be at least two groups that you're going to mention that I'm definitely not going to mention. But, if I had started listening earlier or if it would have hit me earlier in the listening experience, then it probably would be a bigger deal to me than it is for real.
Yeah, so I'll start by saying with mine, there's a whole lot. So we're going 40, 40 songs a piece. So this is the thing. And I know we're gonna run across some of the same songs probably. I intentionally didn't put certain things in for that reason. I intentionally didn't put certain things in because we mentioned them a couple of times on other shows, but then there's some things I did put in that we did mention that I just couldn't let go. Right. I'm gonna say them anyway. Um, so I envision this. We got so much music. This is what I envision why we got so much music. I don't know whenever it's a later date, maybe soon, maybe no time soon, that we'll get to how we'll figure this out or cutting certain things down if we do that or whatever. But I'm envisioning this. This is the setup. You and I, we decided to do a guys trip. So we didn't talk. You didn't talk to Nicole. I didn't talk to Mount Nicole. It was cool. They was cool with us taking a guy trip. So you know what? You guys need to go do something. I said, Source. I checked, on the internet. I said, Source, man, you ain't gonna believe this, man. You're not gonna believe this. The Lakers coming to New York to play the Knicks. And keep in mind, like we're in November right now, right? November, so the NBA and football both jabbing, right? How about we take the whip? We're gonna leave here. We're gonna drive to New York. We're gonna stay over. We can go to the Knicks and Lakers game, right? When the game is done, so let's say that's like a Friday or whatever. Come Sunday, we found out that the Cowboys are playing Philly. So we leave in New York and we driving to Philly. We need a lot of music, dog. We got the SUV, we got the speakers. We need a lot of music, for this trip. You know what I'm saying? That we taking from Friday to Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta remember, we gotta come back too.
Of course, that's another
We got a
part.
lot of music to listen to. So we're gonna be hitting, from 80 to 89, whatever. We got a lot of music to listen to. So we're gonna start spitting it and throw this music in, whether it take a couple of tapes, three tapes, whatever. And we're gonna let it spin. That's what the deal is. You feel me?
Okay, I like it. I like it.
All right, so we got from VA to New York to Philly, back to VA.
Yeah.
What a trip that's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the Knicks and the Cowboys were to win, but that's another story. Uh, so let's get this thing kicked off, man. We got hip hop groups this time. We got hip hop groups from the 80's, and we're gonna mix it on up. So I guess as usual. Anything else we need to put out there before we start naming these?
Nah, hip hop groups from the 80s. So for the record, we didn't discuss this, but I'm pretty sure Prime and I agreed that a duo is a group. I don't know where y'all came
Yes.
up with duos not being a group. It's not a group, it's a duo. A duo is if it's more than one person, it's a group.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
And as you'll see, as we got the naming some of these too, is that there are some of these groups that have more than one MC, but there's gonna be some of these groups that's gonna be a rapper and a DJ. It's a group. You
Yep.
know, you gotta think about it. The DJ was not only making beats, he was, cutting records, he was doing everything, produced, they were doing everything. So it's just a group.
It's a
It's a
group.
group. If that's what it said on the record, that's what it is. There's a lot of circumstances we can discuss as we go through this. But I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. You know what I'm saying? So I go and kick it off at number one. I'll just keep it simple. It is a song that we have mentioned before. I know that I have, and I think we agreed on one of the tapes that we did before. And it's not even their first album. It's actually their second album which is the best album. But I'm going to come out the box with The Big Payback by EPMD. That was 1989.
Big payback. Yo.
So
And
that's what I'm going with.
look, I gotta open up the notebook. I had to open up the notebook so both sides of show, since we got 40 songs,
Mm-hmm.
so I have enough room to write down both our songs. So I'm gonna put yours on one page and mine on the other.
Yep.
Yeah, nope, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna split the page. No, I'm gonna do yours on my one page, my on the other page, and I can see both of them at the same time. So starting out with The Big Payback.
Yep. That's what I'm rolling with. I got plenty of time to go back further than that, but that's what I'm rolling with for number one.
All right, all right. Well, since you specified that it's number one, That's very fair. That's very fair. I'm gonna just go to what you know is the obvious for
Yeah.
me because it's gonna be you're gonna see these people a lot. It's Boogie Down Productions, My Philosophy out the gate. My Philosophy
Word
out
up.
the gate.
Word up. And when I'm and I didn't put my philosophy because I know you was gonna have it spinning anyway.
Of course.
What I'm gonna do if we run across a joint, that's the same at this point since we basically got 80 songs to go through. I'm not on my end, I'm not replacing anything.
Okay.
So matter of fact, I may or may not even mention that I'm not gonna replace it. So say you got something at number 4 and I got the same song at 28. When I get to 28, I say I just go and mention, okay, you already put it down, but that was also on my list, so we good. I might
Cool.
not mention it until we get to 28, but you know, I'm not gonna replace anything. Let me say that.
There we go. Sound good.
Um, all right, so next up, I also got to stay with 89. You know, I couldn't get out of the 80s without this song right here. Still bumps, and it is the lead MC in the group, which is the person we heard really most of the time, is also has quietly made his name in the game producing records to this day. And a lot of people didn't know that he's produced for the biggest of the biggest. We talking,
Mm.
the first person that comes to mind is Beyonce. He got plaques on his wall, but nobody don't know. And that's probably unless you're from Philly or you in the game. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna go with the greatest man alive, my man EST. 3 times dope, sir. Played a pivotal part in my years, man, growing up before I got out of high school. Very pivotal.
Boom. Good money. I like that. I like that. Ooh, okay.
Have
I'm
you
gonna go
played that?
back.
Have you played that song lately?
I don't know.
It still got
I know I played a different one, but I haven't.
yeah.
Maybe. I can't say
Greatest
for
Man
sure.
Alive still got kicked next time you spend it. You decide to run some 80s joints. That
I can hear it. I can hear it.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Back to me. So I started in '88. I'm gonna go back a little bit. A group that I know Prime likes, not his favorite group, but a group I know he likes, and he actually uh, has had some conversation back and forth over social media with one member of the group in particular. I'm going Houdini, One Love, One Love.
Yes, sir.
Gotta
Yes,
have,
sir.
gotta have.
Yes, sir. You talk about another joint that still hit for me.
Yo,
They
that
play
beat's
that
crazy, yo. That
it
beat's
hits
crazy.
to this day, man. It just everything about this song hits. Not just the messages, the music, the song. To see when I see the video to this day, and I think about how I can remember watching that video a lot,
Yeah.
a lot. So we try to dress like them cats, but I love that. Rest in peace, Ecstasy. Was a good dude, man. Was a good dude, especially on social media. He
Hmm.
definitely himself will respond back. Spoken to him through social media, or got responses a couple of times, and then of course, you know, Jalil is still out there today. Peace Jalil, man. He same thing though. He's real in tune with his fans, man. Real in tune with his fans, man. So love that, bro. Love that. Next up for me, I'm gonna go to 86. And before I say this, I'm gonna give it. This is gonna give it away who it is, of course. I could easily, in the 80s, could have put 20 songs on it from this group.
All right.
20 songs. That's just how I'm feeling. That's just how I feel about this group. And I would put. There's a lot of artists, a lot of groups on my list that I kind of could have put 10, 12, but this could have been 20, easy. You know what I'm saying? Mixtape to my to my 80s for real.
Right.
Mad respect. And then they just performed Rock the Bells again. And I don't know if my man, the lead singer, who had been on the lead rapper, who had been on kind of low key for the most part. I don't know if he didn't backtrack a little bit, or he was drinking. I don't know what happened because he was letting all the words loose out his mouth that I ain't heard him say in years. But
Oh
that's my
yeah.
fans in there. Yeah, got to go with Run DMC. My man Run is loose out there, man.
Really?
Yeah, man. I caught some footage from this young lady I just started following. I'll let you know when I remember who she is. You probably can check it out. But she's got live footage from the recent Johnny Boy run was off the chain. But it, yeah, but Peter Piper, Peter Piper in '86, another joint that still, if you play that joint, I'm about to get busy. You feel me?
I know you are.
Yeah. So I could have easily had 20 songs from Run DMC on my list. I don't have close to 20, and I'll be honest with you, I don't have 10. So I'm just letting y'all know in respect to the other artists. But I could have done it because that's
He
my
could have.
Yeah.
He could have. Okay. All right, I'm going late 80s real quick. And honestly, most of mine are in the mid to late 80s for the most part. I think more late 80s than anything else. This particular group was on their second album. This song isn't even, I don't think this album is on Apple Music. I don't think it's on streaming platforms. Well, I'm assuming it's not, if it's not on Apple Music, but I got Jungle Brothers, JB's coming through.
Woo, nice. Another group to me that don't get the respect that they deserve, but yeah, nice that you put that joint on there.
The JB's.
The JB, yes sir, yes sir. Next up, I'm gonna go to the mid '80s, even though this group had been in the game way before then, and you probably didn't see this one coming. For me, I wasn't a big fan of any of the album covers at all, but they could have left them album covers alone. But I will admit, through the early to mid '80s, I would say, or close to the mid '80s, the first two albums, maybe three albums themselves, I was a fan of. So, and we went hard. We used to go hard. They actually started out as dancers and ended up being rappers later in the game. And as of this point right now, unfortunately, it was four of them, even though you only saw three of them. Only two of them are still alive, unfortunately. But I'm going to go with UTFO and my joint to pick up the pace.
Pick up the pace.
Mixmaster Ice, pick up the pace. Yeah, the whole setup, the production on that joint was nice for me. And the scratching. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mixmaster Ice. But Dr. Skeezer, please, his joint. But they could have left them record covers at home, bro. Record covers at home. But that Ice in them.
You won't about that. You won't about that.
Nah, but especially the Skeezer Pleaser album. I'm not. That's they can keep that, bro. But Doc Ice in them was my man's in them. So yeah, pick up the pace.
Word. All right. You mentioned your favorite group, and I have mentioned. Well, I've mentioned one of my favorite groups. But anyway, you mentioned your favorite group, and the first show I went to, your favorite group, and this group that I'm about to mention were on tour together, along with Davey DMX back in '87, maybe 80s. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Anyway, I don't know what it was. Well, I mean, the beat is in reverse, like that. That helps. Shout out to anybody who was involved in production, which includes Rick Rubin. Shout out to anybody involved in the writing, which, according to DMC, they were involved in the writing of this song.
Okay.
Beastie Boys, Paul Revere.
Woo! Fire. Definitely could have made my list, but I knew that was a definite, so I didn't even put it on my list. But I know we were gonna ride to that. So
yeah, no doubt.
And I'm gonna give a shout out to since you brought it up, because I'm 100% sure, 99.9% sure that neither one of these songs is on your list. But shout out to my man Davey D. I don't know how many fans of Davey D there really are out there, but that Davey's Ride album was just different. It's nothing spectacular, but it was different, and I liked it. So I want to give a shout out. Have you seen Davey? Something I can't explain. Those are my joints. So the production was nice. So shout out to Davey D on the Davey's Ride album.
Shout out to Davey D.
Yeah, that was my joints right there. And actually, it's not something I can't explain. It's like the song was "I Feel for You."
Word.
Yeah, but that's my joint. So, um, next up, oh, it's simple. We can keep it moving. I also had One Love on that. So shout out to 1984. That was my next one by Houdini. So we already talked about how great that was. So One
Okay.
Love was my joint as well. So next, you next.
Got you. Got you. All right. Well, let's go. Yeah, I'm just grabbing joints. I ain't lying. I'm grabbing the joints. I know you. You know, nope. I'm going this route instead. Uh, there was a time in '88 where it was just a bunch of bangers. Like, I mean, it was like 30 plus great albums in '88, but
Yeah,
some were it would be like this person and that person, and this person and that person. It would be a duo, and the names would be blah 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 and blah blah blah. This particular duo, their name is not like that,
right.
but they are brothers that you have mentioned do not get along, don't rock with each other. But they were rocking back then. It's audio two. The two was audio. Top billing. Easy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another banger to this day. To this
Absolutely.
day.
Absolutely.
To this day.
That's crazy.
Party Jam. Shout out to the house party people who've ever been to a house party. Or ever got restricted for going to a house party because you got in the house too late. Whatever the situation may be. But that's a must. That was a must at a house
You
party.
ever slept outside? Have you ever been left on the porch? Because they wouldn't let you in. Your mom wouldn't let you in because you got home too late. And you
Yeah,
slept on the porch.
fortunately I never fell into that state, but I know a lot of people who did.
I definitely did.
I
Definitely.
got locked out. Even had a cousin that had to knock on my window because my aunt wouldn't let him back in the house because we got back too late. And luckily, he lived in walking distance, so I let him in.
hey, hey
He stayed over. He stayed over.
on my story, I gotta say, it just crossed my mind. Shout out and rest in peace to David Mayfield.
Word
But
up.
that's who I was with uh, on this one particular session when I ended up outside on the porch all night. Oh man, I was sleeping on the porch. I just remember I kept waking up. It was summer. I mean, it was warm, but it's a porch. You know, it ain't nothing comfortable about that joint.
Oh, snap. Rest in peace, Dave, for sure. Um, next up for me is a song off of one of my favorite, I was about to say favorite 80s albums, but to be honest, if I'm listing my top 25, for me personally, it's probably one of my favorites, period.
Mm,
I maybe even my top 15. The album
wow.
cover is definitely in my top 10.
Mm,
An album that doesn't get the respect that it deserves, but old school hip hop heads love it and respect it now just because of what the group has meant to hip hop. One of the most legendary groups ever. So the album itself was the Yo Bum Rush the Show album
mm-hmm.
by Public Enemy, and the song itself is the self-titled track. Well, not self-titled track, but the name of the group itself is Public Enemy Number One. That's the
Okay.
song. Public Enemy Number One, and it was funny because Nicola just asked me before we got on the show, just out the blue, what was my favorite Public Enemy record, and I said,
Really?
depending, it's going to depend on what day you ask me because my answer will be different tomorrow. My answer might be different. What is it? It's 11:53 now. My answer might be different at 12:53. But the song itself, Public Enemy Number One, is in that conversation for me.
Mm,
Yeah.
I respect it. I respect it.
Showed you my gun. My Uzi weighs a ton because I'm Public Enemy Number One.
Okay. Well, I think we've gone long enough without mentioning the God MC.
Mm.
So I'm just gonna jump in with what is probably my favorite Eric B and Rakim joint. So it's Eric B and Rakim, Follow the Leader.
Okay. I see you doing work. I see you doing work right there. Nice. Nice. And Eric B and Rakim fall into that situation I talked about earlier. I can give you probably 10 joints easy.
Yeah,
Easy. We're talking about. I don't just like that I got so much love for that I could have just flooded this list with. Maybe
right.
12, but definitely 10. Easy.
I
So,
think I think there's somebody. It might be one or two of the groups that I've got 5 songs for. It might be one or two. I mean, I'm sure it's one. It might be two. Yeah, probably quite
and I
possibly.
also, I'll go ahead and admit that I also left some of their joints off because I just know for a fact that so it's going to hit these.
Yeah.
Especially two of them I'm pretty confident about. So I'm with them. But next up for me, when we're talking about favorites, you already know who my favorite male group is. So it's no secret, especially in the 80s, but not just the 80s of all time. My favorite female group is hands down, especially the first 3 albums, especially. Um, Shout out to Salt and Pepper, man. Shout out to Salt and Pepper. But there's that 86 mix, man. I got to go with, I like ish talking. I like that straight in your face, smack talking when I'm gonna do what I'm about type song. So, and I Desire does that for me. You know what I'm saying? Salt to the pepper. My name is Cher from Queens, New York, not Delaware. Like my steak well done because I hate it rare and I'm lovable and huggable like Yogi the Bear. That whole I Desire joint is just fire to me from the time you hear the first, the terms the B hits. So shout out to Herbie and them. But I Desire by Salt and Pepper at number 7.
Hey, Prime. I'm, you know, maybe one day, but no time in the near future do I think I'll be able to get salt or pepper on anything, let alone sessions with
Woo,
salt. But if I ever get Spinderella,
woo.
I'm gonna let you know ahead of time so you can
Yeah.
pull up for a minute and be like, "Hey, listen, I know you got something to say." So
Yeah, and respect the spin, respect the spin. Even though she wasn't the DJ on the cover on the first album,
true,
that's a whole other story. Got mad love and respect for spin. So yeah, let me know. Yeah,
absolutely,
no.
absolutely. All right. So you mentioned salt and pepper.
Mhm.
As the story goes, salt, pepper, and the two members of this group I'm about to mention,
Word.
along with Herbie, I believe Herbie, and I know Martin Lawrence
Martin.
worked
Mm-hmm.
nearby, but ended up working at the same place
He worked
afterwards, I
across the
believe.
street or something. Yeah.
But they all worked together at the same place at the same time. That's crazy. That's crazy. Kid and Play is who I'm going with. Kid and Play. Yeah, I'm getting funky with it, man. I'm getting funky with
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Shout out to my fam, which is your boy as well that you hung out with, Alan Lively.
it.
Alan Lively, along with my cousin Jew, which was the gentleman I was talking about with the whole Ron Flowers situation.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Juco.
They, yeah. They had they used to love getting funky, which I did too. But I remember the first time hearing getting funky, we were in what was it? We had just come from the record store. I never forget it was a Saturday. We had just come from the Cloverleaf Mall and of course Peaches. And I remember we were driving down, we were dropping Alan back off, and so we hung out and talked in his yard, scheming plans for later
Hmm.
that night because it was an early Saturday.
Right.
And I never forget, I had bought wax, but Jew had bought a couple of tapes for whatever reason. I don't know why he bought tapes because we always shared the records, even though I bought them. And I never forget, he peeled the plastic off the Kid and Play joint. We were standing right in Alan Lively's yard, and we got to getting funky. He just kept rewinding it and rewinding it and rewinding it, right there. And as we were plotting our plans for a few hours later when we were going to ride back out.
Word.
Yeah, man. So I never forget that. Some things you don't forget.
I like that. I like that. The memories that stick with you. It's
Yeah.
always something random, but it's dope when it's hip hop related.
Shout out to all my family and not family from the bridge. You know, Iron Bridge, Bradley Bridge, Brander's Bridge. You know, we always all connected. So for sure.
Word.
Um, Next up for me, you probably didn't see this one coming. I don't even know if I ever mentioned it. I may have mentioned it on the show before when we were doing it. Maybe we did when we were talking about 87 or whatever. But this is a group that had, I would never say, they never had mega hits. They had one song in particular though. I guess it wasn't a mega hit, but it was a hit because a lot of DJs still spin it, especially when they're doing mixes. Um, but I'm not talking about that particular song. There's a song on that album that was crazy to me. Shout out to Ken Ferguson from the bridge, because Ken, he and I would ride in the Black Buick, and he would always hit rewind on this particular song. And that's how I fell in love with it. And it's my favorite song to this day. So the group that I'm talking about is Super Lover C and Casanova Rud.
Mm-hmm.
My joint is Girls Act Stupidly. Yo, that joint is fire to this day. If you just, if you take into account that it was the 80s. It was 87. High pace, fire. There's a little bit of cutting in there. There's, there's a backdrop. It's just dope. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Super Lover C and Casanova Rud. I'm going with Girls Act Stupidly.
Word.
1987.
I like it. I like it. All right, where we going here? Yes. Let's go this route here. We always talk about the Roots, and a lot of times we credit the Roots with being the first hip hop band.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people will tell you that ain't true.
Mm-hmm.
The first hip hop band was Stetsasonic.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going with the obvious joint. Some people don't like the way Sally walks. I'm going with Sally.
You ever seen them live?
I've never seen them live, no.
Yeah, they came. I don't remember which show. I gotta go back and find these old ticket stubs because I still got it. I think I've told you I have most, if not all, of the ticket stubs from the 80s from going to shows at the Coliseums.
Wow.
Somewhere, and I got to figure out what I did with them when we moved to where we are now, because a lot of stuff probably packed up with the stuff that was packed up with when I told you I ran across that Coach K cartridge again.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that joint in a little case, but that's another story. But yeah, man, they it's a band. I do remember seeing them one time. I don't think I saw them twice. I remember when they came to the Richmond Coliseum. No, it was definitely, Daddy-O and crew and all of them were up front, and it was a band behind them, and a couple of them played instruments too, like what I'm saying, on the mic or whatever. So yeah, it's definitely a band.
Word.
Yeah, so that's dope though. That's dope. Got to have that on there. I'm coming out of left field for me at number 9 though.
Okay.
This joint right here is going to be crazy. I don't know the last time you've heard this song. I remember buying the album only because of this particular song. Only because of this particular song. I want to give a shout out. I was playing it last night while I was finishing this list, dog, and I played it back to back to back. But shout out to the legendary Grand Puba, or should I say Grand Puba Maxwell.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Masters of Ceremony for Sexy.
Wow.
You remember that joint?
I don't remember that joint.
Yeah. Matter of fact, write it down when you get a chance. Too bad your DJ set. I tell you to go find it. When you hear it, then you might say, "Oh, okay." Because it's one of them joints you're never going to bring up. You're never really going to remember it until somebody hears it. What jogged my memory about this song was might have been a few months ago. And we always talk about if there's a DJ we know that's gonna play some old school hip hop. It was
Mm-hmm.
DJB. DJB was spinning some 80's, like some real 80's stuff on it. He was on for about 2-3 hours, and this joint came on. I was like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. Most people remember Grand Puba, of course, from the Brand Nubians and all that.
Right.
And most time, you still hear him say Grand Puba Maxwell, but it's usually Grand Puba. But back in these days of Masters of Ceremony and all those, he was always talking. It was like 87-ish, 86, 87-ish. He would always include Grand Puba Maxwell, is what he would say. So, but yeah, write that down, Source. When you get a chance, play that joint and see if you remember it.
Word. Will do. Will do. All right. What you said? We had 9? Dang.
Add up. Yep, that was number
All
9.
right. Well, just to keep the game balanced, I'm gonna go back to my favorite group from this time frame. Still one of my favorite MCs, the one and only KRS-One.
Word up.
Rest in peace, Scott LaRock. Rest in peace, Miss Melody. Shout out to D Nice, Mick Boo, Kenny Parker, Heather B. Eventually, Hakeem Green. Like the list goes on and on. I'm going back to listen to my 9mm go back.
Yes, sir. Dang. Yes, sir. I love it. Boogie Down Productions.
Yeah, it's a lot of them joints on here.
Easy. Just like we talk about Yo Bum Rush the show for me.
Mm-hmm.
Those out they walk together for me. That time period. Originally, before they really got out there, 2 albums that I bought honestly because of the album cover initially, and got them home, and I'm like, yo, so if there's 2 albums that hold the most special place in my heart when it comes to hip hop for a lot of things, it's definitely the Criminal Minded album and Yo Bum Rush the show. It's just what it is, man. It's just what it is. I love them.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, and I love them. So to the point that one time somebody was doing one of those little challenges, or not a challenge, but somebody put something on Facebook. I don't get involved in a lot of stuff because it's too much time and effort. But one time somebody was like, I challenge you to do record something, blah, blah, blah on this day. And I decided to partake in it. And I think that's the last time I did it was a while ago. And I think Kim Clark sent it to me. And I came out with the Criminal Minded album. And she said, as soon as I thought of you, I knew for a fact that you were going to put that album on there. Some people just know you. You feel me? So,
thanks.
So, what I got next up for me at number 10, I'm going all the way back to 84, but it's by a group that will be mentioned again. Maybe by you, definitely by me, but you've already mentioned them. You mentioned them first. And I got to go back to Houdini and 5 Minutes of Funk.
Yeah.
Yo. I think me and Arvin talked about this not too long ago when we were just talking about when certain beats hit in a song or certain things hit, and that was one of the songs we talked about. Love that joint to this day.
Fair.
Off the Escape album. So 5 Minutes of Funk by Houdini.
All right. See where I'm at with it. Oh, I'm going off the board. 1989.
Okay.
1989. 88, 89. I feel like it's 89. Yeah. So rest in peace to this guy. Also rest in peace to another member of the crew. Always respected, always appreciated, and always loved. Generally speaking, you never hear anybody say a bad thing about the diddly 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 D.
Yes,
Heavy
sir.
D and the boys. We got our own thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel bad because I'm always gonna feel bad doing these 80's joints because I have a profound love and respect for Heavy D. And I mentioned to you before that even the first album with Over Where You Love and all that stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
First, people don't talk about it. I didn't put any Heavy D on my list, so I feel bad. So I'm just putting it out there, but it was hard. He very easily could have had, for me, maybe 4 or 5 joints. Especially the first album, which I probably loved the first album. I know a lot of people really jumped on here when he had a lot of the melodies and some of the other albums later.
Mm-hmm.
But that first album to me was, I don't know, something special about that album. Even the songs nobody talked about, like Nike. It just, I just love that joint, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Shout out to the late Heavy D and Trouble T. Roy and Eddie F and all them, man. So, yeah. Shout out to them. That was a dope pick right there.
Gee whiz.
Gee whiz.
Yeah,
man. Next up, I promise y'all I'm not gonna beat y'all down today. Not saying it's the last time you're gonna hear from him.
He
but
is.
I'm going back. I'm going back to the heart. I'm going back to the heart. One of my favorite joints by Run DMC, off of the album which some people say is their best album ever. In some people's opinion, off the Raising Hell album. John was fire. I'm gonna tell you that. No matter where it falls, it was definitely fire. But my joint, Hit It Run, yes sir. That joint is fire. Reminds me of all the battles at lunchtime or the battles at the games. Like somebody beatboxing, there's an MC going for what he know.
Right.
And you ever hear? I'm not gonna tell it. It's a whole joint. But if you've never heard DMC tell a story about how that song came about and how they got there, thanks to Jam Master Jay. Let me say let's just say Run and D really weren't so much as looking at even making a song out of it. It was Jam Master Jay's vision over remember something Run had done before with beatboxing and all that. He's like, wait a minute. Remember that time y'all was doing blah, blah, blah? And DMC was like, huh? No, but I want you to do this. Like, trust me type, one of them trust me type joints. And he saw a vision that they didn't even see, they weren't even looking to do it.
Right.
It was just something that he remembered from a while back that they had done and something else, and he put it together. Do this. So shout out to Jam Master Jay for making Hit It Run come together. But that's my joint. Right? You can find that story, Google it or whatever, and hit DMC tell it. But yeah, it's pretty dope.
That's what's up. Shout out and rest in peace to Jam Master Jay. Let's go. Daisy Age.
Yes,
kept looking at the picture up there on the screen, the cover, I should say. So let's just do it now. De La Soul, Potholes in My Lawn.
Yes, sir. Potholes in my lawn.
Still right. So that was 1989. And here we are. Last year, December of 2025, De La Soul still put out a top 5 hip hop album for the year.
Dope.
With Kevin in the Sky. So salute them for all these years of greatness. First album without True Goy the Dub being here,
Yeah.
When the album was released. So rest in peace, Dave. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, I had made this was like in the past couple of days. Well, I already had the playlist. Let me say that. I got a Tribe playlist by itself. I got a Tribe De La joint. Was nothing but Tribe and De La on it. And then I got a De La joint. I don't know what kind of was come over me the last couple of days, but I was bumping the Tribe De La joint. And no disrespect to Tribe, as much as I love Tribe, I got to the point I had that joint on shuffle. It was just so fire. I didn't want to hear anything but De La the last couple of days. So I had to come out of that playlist and just go straight to the De La joint. You know what I'm saying? So I went, all my favorite De La joints and just hit it on shuffle. And I've been in here jamming like last 2 days.
Yeah, De La got joints on,
Woo.
joints, bro.
whew, man, Daylight Common, like it's just, man, it's ridiculous how dope Daylight is, man. Who'd have ever
Indeed.
thought? Who'd have ever thought? If you'd have told me that we'd be talking about Daylight even now, and they'd reach the heights that they reached, around like 89 or 90, if you started, I was like, no, they're gonna be a good group, but I mean, they're gonna be okay. I would never think that I would love them as much as I love them now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Dope, man. That's dope. Um, Another joint. Now, I know I've mentioned this song right here. Uh, Still heavily bumped by the DJs today when they, when I say when you go to the club, I don't know because I ain't been to the club and I don't know how long. But I do know that all the DJs, a lot of the DJs, especially the DJs from here in the 804 in our area, a lot of the DJs that I see going live on Facebook, DJ Drake, those guys getting it in. I know Lonnie still bumps his joint, it's depending on what night it is. Definitely down, down in the 7.5, DJ B and all this. This song is a song you can't find on the album anymore, and I guess it's because of, I don't know, samples or whatever. You can't find it on the album in a lot of cases. You definitely won't find it on streaming service. Let me say that. You probably can find it if you go on eBay or something like that and buy the record or the CD.
Right.
But you cannot find this song unless you go like to YouTube or something. Right. But it's fire. It's 1988. It's by a group, The Alliance. And the song itself is Bustin' Loose. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to King of Chill and all them, man. And I'm not gonna say that their album that they had was as underrated because I don't know. It's probably properly rated. You probably have no one have it in their top 50 albums ever, but it'd be in mine just because it's me. Nothing crazy about it. Didn't span a bunch of hits, but I just like the album. And I remember when I bought that record, with them all lounging, I guess, in the living room or whatever. But the main hit, the hit was Bustin' Loose on that joint. That joint still bump.
Alliance. All right. Next up for me. Oh, God, I thought I heard my echo. All right. Let's see what we got. Another group that hasn't been mentioned. Nope. You know what? Nah. Let me back up. I'm gonna go to your favorite group of ladies. I'm going Salt and Pepper. My mic sounds nice.
Word up. Word up. Word up. Check one. Check two. Always, man. I broke out the. I think I told you I had to break out the CD because I had to break out the CD because they're not on, as we know, they're not on streaming platforms right now. But I don't know if you can see that, but they've been, as a lot of glaring light, but they've been real heavy with me lately as well. They're always heavy. So
Yeah.
hot, cool, and vicious is that joint. Yeah, so it's sad that nowadays, man, a lot of these joints, man, if you don't already have them, that you definitely got to go find the maybe get lucky and pay a top dollar for the wax, or at least you got to go on eBay or something like that and find the CD. So I'm pretty sure that's how I've had that for a while, but they're not on streaming platforms. Not that album or the second album. You got to go find that. And then, of course, when we jump up into the 90s and all, that's the same way. Years ago, I had to go find the Granddaddy IU joints because they were on, then they were off.
Yep.
Then they were on, then you can't find the albums. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I got the Granddaddy IU joints too. So you got to get them CDs, man.
Word.
Got to get them CDs. So what we got next here, brother? Oh, no doubt. You probably knew this was coming at some point if you remember any of the shows we've done. I know I've mentioned this song before, I believe, when we did 88. I know I mentioned we did 88. It was on my 88 list. But I'm going to always show love to the brothers who people don't first talk about. Right. And this song is not their most popular song or the song that people remember them by, but I'm going with Cash Money and Marvelous. And the joint is Time Is Up. Shout out to them brothers. Shout out to DJ Cash Money, still out here getting it done as well on streaming services and all that, man. That's one of my guys right there. And shout out to the production on that record. But yeah, Time Is Up by Cash Money and Marvelous.
Okay. We go to a legend that we haven't mentioned. Legendary group, legendary MC. Actually talked about him recently on an episode of Sessions with Source when I was talking to producer Domingo.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of his good friends. And yeah, let's go Coogee Rap and DJ Polo.
Yes, sir.
Road to the Riches.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like it. I like it. What was it? That was what, 89, 89, 89, right?
80, oh my gosh, 88.
It was either 88 or
89,
89.
89, yeah.
Matter of fact, I think it's 89 because I remember one person I know was crazy about that album, period. SBP member, frequent poster too, my guy, Skyhawk alum. Matter of fact, fellow classmate, we graduated. Jeff Whitlock.
Okay.
Jeff Whitlock was crazy about that and that album. And that was one of his songs right there. So that's dope. That's dope. Where are we at here? Go back. My next joint is actually on this picture. I'm gonna take it way back to '84. And we were talking about a couple of groups on this album that have members. Well, throughout this podcast, they have members who are no longer alive. This group has two members that are no longer alive, so there's only one left.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it back to '84, and I got to go with the Fat Boys on that Jailhouse Rap. Yeah, dope. Much love and respect. Matter of fact, Crush Groove is on deck here very, very soon. Now that football season is over, so I got to run that back. So
I know you do.
Yearly.
You do.
Yearly, so.
Yeah, it's one of those groups that I was talking about that I knew you would mention.
Yep. Rest in peace, Marky and Buff, and shout out to Cool Rock, who's still out here.
Word. All right, let's see which way we going here next. Let's go. I don't know. Did I mention Public Enemy? I don't think I mentioned PE. So let's go Black Steel and Our Chaos.
Thank you for that. You saved me from not putting that on my list. That is dope, beyond dope. You know that's my joint. I'm on a tier where no tear should ever fall.
Yeah.
You think, man, like we always talking about dog breaking down lyrics. And as a matter of fact, that was on that photo too up top. It's funny that you said that the album is up there. We always talk about lyrics, right? And breaking down stuff. Like breaking down, things that people say in verses and lyrics. I wonder back then how many people really caught that though.
Mm-hmm. I hope they caught it because
I'm on a tier where no tears should ever fall. Like, not Chuck D the rhyme animal back spitting it back then.
Yeah,
like, it's dope.
No doubt.
Yeah, might not be big to some people out there. Watching. It's big to me because I was all about lyrics. That was my thing. But that's deep. Nice pick there. Nice pick.
Appreciate
Next up for me, I'm gonna go back to '89. The group I already mentioned early, but I couldn't mention the first song without mentioning the second song. Either their first or second biggest hit, depending on who you ask. Got to go with 3 times dope again, them funky dividends.
Dang, bro, you didn't leave me no funk. No 3 times dope, huh?
Got to go with funky dividend. Cruising that ad with my homeboy Boo. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The world.
That's one of my joints, man. Shout out, rest in peace. Let's be paying homage to a lot of our fallen brothers, man. You mentioned, you definitely mentioned some artists that are no longer here. We mentioned some folks from around the way. I went to school with David Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? He was a little younger than I was, but I went to school with David Mayfield. But you mentioned in Public Enemy when you did Black Silver Hour Chaos, and then also Funky Dividends coming right here. Two songs that make me think about my dog, rest in peace, Cliff Trent. And Cliff Trent, former LC Bird Skyhawk, former basketball player, track star. That was my guy right there. But those two songs make me think of him. It's funny that we ran them back to back.
You have to tell me the actual story of what happened to Cliff Trent.
Yeah, I'll let you know one day when we not on.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Off the board when it comes to this group, I don't think anything's really off the board. But I got, you know what? This is probably a group I have a bunch of joints of too. I just didn't think about it. You mentioned them earlier. I'm going EPMD. Please listen to my demo.
Word up.
My joint. That's my
word up. Yes, sir. So fire. EPMD, another one of them. I could run you probably 12 joints right now. I just didn't do it, but I could. I love Eric and Parrish making dollars.
I think I got 5. From them.
I ain't gonna lie, I got them, but I went light on them just for, a lot of reasons. But one of the reasons I know you were gonna name a few of them, so that's dope. And this next one, man, I appreciate you for leaving this for me. Now I don't even know if you was gonna pick it because you've already picked the joint off the album already. But it's no secret to you that I mentioned this a billion times to you, that how much this song means to me and how much it blew my mind the first time I heard it, especially one particular verse.
Yeah.
And that group is at the very top of this picture here. And that's the album, of the Criminal Minded album. But from 1987, most of the album came out in 87. A lot of the albums recorded in 86, but regardless, the 80s. I got to go with Poetry. That joint's so deep for me. Yeah. I got so much love for that song. KRS-One getting busy. Scott LaRock cutting it up. There's some dope lyrics in the middle. Some things you might not catch at first. And my man is being super direct in this joint. You know what I'm saying? But he lets you know there's simply one KRS. You know what I'm saying? So I'll let y'all know.
It's not me. All right. Word. That's what it is. Poetry. Can't go wrong there. I'm gonna go your favorites. Did I mention your favorites yet? No, I didn't.
I don't think you did.
Your favorites. Let's go Beach to the Rhyme.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's what I'm talking about. Let you know we ain't just getting the Adidas sponsorships. We've been shown in soda commercials, bro. We got yeah, no doubt. That joint was crazy for me when I saw him on the soda commercial. I'm like, yeah, they got this on the soda commercial. That's crazy.
Yeah,
my boys out here doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. Next up for me, got to be another joint from PE, Public Enemy, 1988. You know, I was not getting out of here without mentioning Rebel Without a Pause.
Fair.
Yes, sir. It was not happening. Absolutely not.
All right. I'm keeping it in the same vein since we're here. Even though I mentioned him a couple of picks ago, but let's bring it back. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Equal, can I get this through to you? And my man always gonna mention that 98.
98
First album, second album, he gonna mention that 98. The 98 Posse. Shout out to Chuck D. I like that. That's a dope pick. Dope pick. Which means for me, Source, it's time to go back to EPMD for me. 1988, Strictly Business.
Yeah, man.
Heard that recently on the airways, so definitely doing that.
Already know. All right. I'm going to a group that you'll probably name sooner or later. but they haven't been named as of yet. Give me nice and smooth, funky for you.
Yes, sir. Dizzy Gillespie plays the sax. Yes, sir. Shout out to both of them boys, man. Shout out to both of them, especially Greg Nice out here still doing this thing with LL
Yep.
on the sample tip. Was it Guess the Sample? Is that what it is?
Salute the sample.
Salute the Sample. That's fire. That's fire.
On
Shout out to him, man.
Rock the Bells Radio, which I should be on at some point in time.
You gonna get it.
We holding out hope. We holding out hope, Brian.
You gonna get it, man. You gonna get it. Next up, I'm going back to 85 again. I'm gonna mention them one more time. Even though I honestly could put maybe 2 to 3 more for them on there. Definitely 2 more. But I'm gonna do them some justice one more time. That's gonna be UTFO, but this time I'm gonna go with Leader of the Pack.
Okay.
Go back to the days of breakdancing, pop locking, and I will once again mention that Mix Master Ice is nothing to play with on that cut, bro.
UTFO.
Only person I've seen DJ in a ninja costume, bro.
Oh man, you missed Ski Beats. He had on his karate joint.
Did he?
A couple months ago when he was here. He said, "Welcome to the dojo." Okay. I know you weren't a big fan of this song, but I was. Especially the dance at the beginning, Still hit that joint when the song comes on. Me, Rob Bass, and DJ Easy Rock. Hit it. It takes 2. Give me that.
So it wasn't that I wasn't a big fan of the song. I did like the song. It's just that I don't know if I ever fell in love with it the way that most people did. But that being said, if I was out back then at the club or at a party the second it came on, I was getting busy. don't get it twisted. I dope song. Dope song.
I ain't gonna stop dancing because the joint come on.
Yeah, that is dope song. No disrespect, this is dope song. But I never fell in love with it the way everybody did. But I do recognize that it was a hit, and I like it. And it definitely should be on the list.
Word.
Rock right now. All right. Rest in peace to Easy Rock.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Next up, I'm folding right back real quick. And I mean real quick because I just mentioned this album a few songs ago. And you mentioned the song already. You went with 9mm Goes Bang. I went with Poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my next joint off that album that just slams for me, KRS Gets Busy. And that's Elementary.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. A mother's first son and No, I Never Run.
Man, I'm telling you, the whole first 2 albums could have been half my list.
Just hit 20, so we got 20 more to spend.
All right. Let's see.
Give
me. I'll see. Do I have anybody that I haven't mentioned? I don't think I have anybody left of that. You know what? Aha. Let's go to Philly one time. DJ Jazzy Jeff. He said, "Die empty." I try to live by that motto, that credo, I should say. Die empty. Get all your stuff, your workout, your things that you want to do, get them all out. So DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, brand new funk. Brand new funk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like it. What does that leave me next? Oh, perfect timing. You mentioned this group a while ago during the beginning part of the show. And this definitely wasn't, this is one of their earlier songs. So we're going to take it back to the hip hop band themselves. So you talked about Stetsasonic and Silent. My joint was Forever My Beat.
Wow.
Forever my. Yeah, that joint is crazy. Forever My Beat, that's taking you all the way back to what? That's like 86.
Yeah, first album, right?
Dun, dun, dun. You talking about a hip hop band? You can hear the instruments in that song.
Mm-hmm.
Like a joint you play at a go-go joint too. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
respect it. I respect it. All right. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing with Eric B. and Rakim. Give me that microphone fiend.
Word up. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. And that's so dope, Source. I'm gonna stay in the same vein. I am about to do something that I said I wasn't gonna do on this particular one. And sorry if I cut you because you might have this one, but I am gonna do this one because I'm already feeling bad about the Heavy D joint, and not that I can feel bad about this one because I've got this group on my list, but I gotta put it on here, man. So my next one was Top Billing, but you've already put that on there, so we're gonna be riding good on that Top Billing.
Okay.
I am gonna change up one. I'm gonna go with my melody. Check out my melody.
Ah.
Yeah, I got to do it, man.
I figured that was gonna be on your list. No.
Well,
maybe that's
again,
not. No, that might not be the song I'm thinking of.
All right.
I might
I
be
got
wrong.
to go with my melody though.
Okay. I was trying to remember. It was a song that you said something about previously from Eric B. and Rakim. I don't think that was it though. Like in the past.
Right. It's a possibility. It could make an appearance, possibly.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. Man. I'm looking at my list like, man, I got a lot of the same. I mean, the rest of mine are pretty much the same. I see two, but I might not get to those actually. Give me that Run's House.
Yes, sir.
Run's House. Yeah.
Respect. Yes, sir.
Give me that Run DMC Run's House.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah, 23 for me. 23 for me. Not gonna change this up. I'm gonna leave it where it is. But mine would have been my mic sound nice. Yeah.
All right. We talk to. Okay. Does Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew, is that
yes
group? We're counting the Get. Okay.
Yes.
Fair. I had it, but I was like,
you remember on that album, there's plenty of cuts and scratches in there between, and especially the first album, there was two DJs, Barry B and Chill Will. So yeah. But
okay.
Yeah. Second album.
Well, let's go. Keep rising to the top. That's what I'm going with.
Give it all you got. Give it all you got. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely. Most definitely. Spend that. Next up for me, I'm going right back to the well, even though I just mentioned this a couple of on my last pick maybe, but I'm going right back to it. I mean, it is what it is. And this may be what you're talking about. I don't know, but I got to go with Lyrics of Fury.
There it is.
By Eric B. and Rakim. I got to go with Lyrics of Fury by Eric B. and Rakim, man. Got to have it, man.
Lyrics of Fury. That's
like
good.
Alcoholic. Yes, sir.
That's good. That's good.
Rakim, if I would challenge, well, everybody got their own taste, so I'm not gonna say I'll challenge anybody. But I would love for people, if people were to put together, let's just say their top 5 Rakim performances, right? And just take it for what it is, as knowing who Rakim is. I would just be curious to see if anybody would put this in there. It definitely gonna be in mine because the lyrical wizardry in this joint is crazy. Especially when you think about that was back in 88. Like,
yeah,
dog. Some of that stuff, if somebody said it now, I'd be like, what the hell did he just say? How does his mind work like that? It's not possible.
To this day. Look, I wrote my next one down already. You know, I like to change up, but I wrote it down just because so heavy on the EPMD. I'm going so what you're saying.
Okay, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Fire on top of fire. Nice pick.
Boom.
Next up, Houdini once again makes the list. Definitely makes the list. Rest in peace to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Cause I can see the video, like I can see the whole video in my head right now, which he actually went out and did the production on the video. But I got to go with Funky Beat, man.
Yeah.
Right here and now, I do declare this to be the Funky Beat of the year. Yeah, so 1986 style.
Nice. All right. We slide back to the that heavy D and the boys. Give me somebody for me.
Oh yeah, nice pick.
Need a little love in my life.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Corey Valentine on that one. That's one of his joints. For
Word.
sure. Yes, sir. Nice pick right there. All right. So where we at? We at what, 26? 26. All right. Funny you mentioned this group. Was asking what we're including them. Does it constitute a group? Which it definitely does. Because I went to Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew as well. But it's not the song that you probably think that I'm coming with when we think about a couple of other hits. It's a song that probably you wouldn't think about. But my joint, what my man said, one DJ will rub it, the other overdub it, and I'm just loving every minute of it. That's my joint. Loving every minute of it. Yes,
That's
sir.
fire. That's fire.
Yes, sir. So that's what I'm sticking with.
That's fire. Okay. Let me get back to that Stetzer.
Okay, what we
talk a little bit of jazz, talking all that jazz.
All that jazz. Yes, sir. Nice pick. That is a nice pick right there. 27. Got to roll back to him one more time, baby. At least one more time. And that would be the Fat Boys and that Stick 'em. Stick 'em. Stick 'em. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go back to somebody you named earlier. Girls, I got them locked, bump it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You going with that Super Level C and Casanova Rud?
Got to happen.
That's what I'm talking about, dog. That's what I'm talking about. Love that, man. I love it. There they go right here in the bottom, in the middle of the album. Yep. So I love it. I love it, man. A 1, 2. Pump it up. A 1, 2. All right. All right. This one might surprise you.
Uh-oh.
And I may have mentioned it before when we were doing one of the 80s joints. I don't know. But this song has been in at least 2 commercials. And I guarantee you, 90% of America don't know and don't care about where it came from, have no idea where it came from. One of them was a Wendy's commercial. The other one, I cannot remember for the life of me where they sampled this at. But one of them is a Wendy's commercial. I'm going to go with the Skinny Boys. The Human Jock Box. Yeah. You talking about pure somebody beatboxing and we rhyming and we crewed up in a circle. That's one of them joints for me.
Wow.
You know but yeah, shout out to him. I gotta figure out what the other joint is, but yeah, one of them is a Wendy's commercial. Oh, it's an Arby's. Either Wendy's or Arby's, and the other one is another commercial. I don't know if it was insurance or what it is, but they both use that, and they both use the hum and the beatboxing in the background.
All right. All right. We skipped over one of the most obvious ones we both have on purpose, probably, but just because. Again, to my favorite group, or favorite group from the time frame. One of my favorite groups.
Yes, sir.
The
Yes,
bridge is
sir.
over. The bridge is
Yes,
over.
sir. Yes, sir. The bridge is over.
You know that had to happen.
Like saying Shantae is only good for. Yes, sir. I like it. I like it. All right. So what that lead? Number 29. Oh, this one of my joints for sure. Nobody else's joint but mine. Because we got 10 people making lists. Only one person gonna put this on their list. And that's yours truly. And I don't know why I like this song so much, because it's definitely not the dope. It's not even close to the top, probably the top 8 to 10 songs they've ever made. But I love it. Shout out to Chuck D, man. Again, out there just spitting whatever, giving you knowledge in the process. But take it to 88, and I'm gonna go with Louder Than a Bomb.
Wow.
The D is for dangerous. You can come and get some of this. Yes, sir.
Did not see that coming.
Spoke, no joke.
Did not see
Rhythm
that.
is trouble.
What line you just said a minute ago?
They said the D is for dangerous. You can come and get some of this. Yeah.
No, just now, right now, just now. After that.
What I just said, one for the trouble. The rhythm is the rubble.
Not that one either. It was the one in between the two.
I said another line from the song on it.
Yeah. It just you said two words from my next choice. So it's cool.
FBI.
Nope, I'm going back. I'm going back to a group we've mentioned a couple times. Shout out to Evolving Eric. Evolving Eric on TikTok and on Instagram as well. He is Corrupt's nephew.
Word.
While also being Eric B's son. Yeah. Eric B and Rakim, I ain't no joke.
Yes, sir. And thank you for picking that one, so you saved me from feeling bad. That joint, so nice. So they put me at 30. So I gotta take it back to 84 once again. You must think that I really like these guys or something. Much as we've mentioned them today, especially me. But my younger days wouldn't have been the same without, I ain't say wouldn't have been the same, but it was pivotal. When all these people out here that we're mentioning, a lot of them were still just trying to make their way in the game. They was already putting out albums. They had like 2 albums probably before a lot of our favorites had one. Right. So I'm going back to Houdini.
Okay.
Friends. How many? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is.
That is not what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah. I'm going with Friends, man.
Nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's a great answer. Great answer. That's not what I thought you were going to say. And the last 2 times you said Houdini, I thought you were going to say a different song.
In the game back in the day.
There's still time, though. There's still time. He ain't going to say it.
Yeah, I'm running out of spaces, so probably something I wanted to say, but probably might not make my list.
Yeah, he ain't going to say it. All right. What do I have next? Man, it's getting tough. I'm trying to go away from the ones because, I had 50 listed, 49 listed. Actually, I added 2, ended up being 51. But I'm trying to avoid the ones that you said.
Mm-hmm.
Give me EPMD. You guys to chill.
Yes, sir. You guys to chill. It is nice.
Chill.
Nice. Let me see something here. Make sure. I bet. Nice pick there.
Yes, sir.
So what we're going to do here, that's why I just went with Friends. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. We are going to go with. Oh no, we're not. No, we're not. Because you already said what's the name. Come on, Prime. I got to go with Eric B as president, man. I got to go with Eric B as president. Yes, sir.
President.
I told you. I think I mentioned before the first time I heard that, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Shout out to cousin Stevie Webster. Make it short. Stevie was in the service. He was older than all of us in the neighborhood, and this goes back to our days of playing ball at Carver
Hmm.
all the time because all of us lived right at Carver, so we walked. Stevie came home from the service.
I remember now. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had his little I think he had a red IROC, whatever the car was, and he pulls up, and he was like, "Who got next?" Because you got next, and he left his car jumping, music playing and stuff in his car, and they started playing, was playing something else first, and then Eric B as president came in. And I looked, was like, what is that? Who was that? He was like, "Oh yeah, y'all know about this yet?" He said, it'll be coming out soon. It's already some stuff overseas. And he had just come back from overseas. This is the crazy part. And he had Eric B and Rocky. Eric B as president was bumping out of his speakers while we were playing basketball at Carver. And sure enough, I want to tell you, maybe a month later, 3 weeks to a month later, heard it on the radio for the first time.
He's like, I know this Joe.
Yeah. And you got to keep in mind, we had heavy hip hop listeners.
Right.
So it wasn't like it was just out there.
Yeah.
I would have heard it. You know what I'm saying? No, nobody heard it. And maybe about a month or so before, a month or so later, we started hearing it on the radio.
Mm. Yes, sir. Can't go wrong with that.
Thought I was a donut. You tried to glaze me.
Sheesh. Oh, okay. I got a good one for me. Let's go JB's. We're going back to the JB's one time with the promo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Quick question. Do you got any more JBs on your list?
I got one. I might not use it though.
All right. I'm going to hold off and wait. I don't, but I just,
Okay.
But it's dope. It's dope. 32. We're going back to the Kings from Queens, straight up. Give me that rock box, 1984. And once again, I'm going to shout out my brother, Arvin Jackson.
Yes, sir.
I'm probably going to shout him out again because these are just conversations that he and I end up texting or having about certain joints. Or he'll hit me, something I post, and he'll hit me with, dang, Prime, I was just thinking about that. Remember when the beat hit? It happens all the time. But yeah, Rockbox, we talked about this recently.
Okay, you know how Sade is her name, but it's also the name of the group?
People don't think about that, but yeah.
Is Sir Mix-a-Lot the group, or is it just the man?
I thought about Mix-a-Lot. It was an interesting conversation because you remember early Mix-a-Lot, you always saw him with the crew. He's always talking about
crew,
and all that, but he was always with the crew. So I didn't know how to tackle that one. You do what you please with it, but I didn't add him to my list because I wasn't quite sure how to handle it. But that's up to you.
You know what? I don't want to cheat the system. I don't want to cheat the system, so I'm not going to use it.
Mm.
And even when I look up Sir Mix-a-Lot,
mm-hmm.
it refers to the man as opposed to the collective. So I'm gonna go with them being with that being an individual, not a group. So I'm not gonna use Posse on Broadway.
Mm.
Very painful. But if they don't qualify, they don't qualify.
So much love for that.
So
we're gonna have a chance to use it somewhere else at some point. So no worries.
I'm sure. So let's run it back to Salt and Pepper with that "Get Up, Everybody." Get up.
Yes, sir.
Everybody get up.
Dun, 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 dun. Yes, sir. Shout out another CD that I got behind me. Got that one sitting right there on the joint back there too.
Word.
So yeah, y'all get my girls back on these streaming platforms, man. Do them right. So what I went with Rockbox. Oh, so let's keep it in the same with Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. Lottie Dottie.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Lottie Dottie.
All right. Can't really go wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really go wrong there. Did you say?
Hey, so we can go cruising in my OJ.
Man, I'm heavy. I'm heavy on the criminal minded. Let me go criminal minded. Did
Hey,
you?
do what you
You
please for that album. Yes, sir.
let's go criminal minded.
Rhyming, rhyming, rhyming. Yes, sir. All right.
Yeah.
I took a deep dive on my next one. So we talking all the way back to 82. And I wasn't going to put it
Ooh.
on my list um, because it's not totally in the flavor with most of the things that we put out there, but I don't care. Because people ask me all the time when you first fell in love with hip hop, right? When you first knew that was it. And mine is not the obvious by this group, right? It's not the obvious.
Okay.
But to me it was Sugar Hill Gang. And I know that they were on the map
Wow.
before then with the song or two.
Uh
But
huh.
my joint though, man, was Eighth Wonder.
I knew you. I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, Eighth Wonder. I told at the beginning of this podcast, I mentioned about my uncle. We lived in the same house before he got
Right.
married,
Yep.
and one of the records that he had with that undeniable the album covers they used to have for the 12 inches with the little blue and little colorful whatever that was coming out of it, and you can see the name of it. That was a joint he used to spin a lot. So when I used to sneak into his records when I was supposed to be in there and nobody was home, that's one of the records I always looked for because I used to like everything about that. Plus, it's a funny story in there about the, you know, macaroni being soggy and the beans all mush and the chicken tastes like wood.
Like
You
what?
know what I'm saying? Like the whole joint was crazy to me. So Eighth Wonder will always hold a special place in my heart. It's the start of my hip hop journey, so I had to put it on there.
Fair. That's fair. That's fair. What number? What number was that for you?
35.
35.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think I'm gonna get to. Huh. I don't know if I'm gonna get to that. All right. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go with the remix. Early in the days of remixes, I'm going with the remix. Did it come out in '89 or did it come out in '90? The remix. I'm going with the remix to Buddy, and I'm checking the
Mm.
date. I'm checking the date. Let me check the date
You pull it
on it.
there. Yeah, I think that's right on the line, I believe. Yeah, check that out.
Let me check the date and see if that is
Do your
legitimate.
thing.
All right, the Buddy remix. Uh, I don't care if it. Oh, nope, 1989.
You made it. You made it. You made
Yeah,
it.
there we go. Buddy remix. Give me that.
You made it. Dope. Put it on the board. Put it on the board.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm spending back at 36. But Darren, I just mentioned these people, but I'm gonna mention them again. Um, the show. Got to go with the show.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, shout out to Slick Rick and the mix. But yeah, I got to go with the show.
All right, it's getting tricky up in here right now. It's getting tricky.
Oh, you're gonna use Run DMC? And I'm joking.
Actually,
Ah,
no, I don't have any more Run DMC out there. I'm going back again to Chris Parker now. Give me that
Let's get
teacher,
it.
teacher.
Yes, sir.
I love that
Yes,
song.
sir. Teacher, teacher.
Yeah,
All right.
need that.
Let's dive right back into Eric B. and Rakim again. I'm thinking of a master plan, son. Paid in
Hmm.
full.
Yeah, we trying to get the whole album, Joy.
Hey man, I figured we giving Criminal Minded all this love and deservedly so.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't. It's just not. Don't sit right in my soul, brother. Don't.
I
It
hear you.
just.
I hear you.
I'm gonna leave some things out, but I just, yeah. If I thought enough about it to have that joint as an answer tone, added a ringtone and an answer tone on my
Oh
phone
yeah,
back when they was doing that. There's there's no way I cannot put paid in full on that.
that's very fair.
Plus, it does mention fish, which is
Which
my
is
favorite dish, and in real life, fish is my favorite dish. So
yes,
it's just got
definitely too. Fair
must be
enough. Fair enough.
on that.
Can we go back to EPMD one more time?
Let's do it.
The knick-knack patty wag.
Word up. Word. Thank you. I ain't had to put it on my list. Thank you. My style's aggressive like a pit bull terrier. The higher it sounds on wax, the more the merrier.
Yo.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. He was angry on that joint too. It was saying he got to his verse. He was sitting that joint with a purpose. I like it, man. That's a nice pick right there. Nice pick. So as we start to clean up, I'm definitely gonna these last I got 3 left. These some cleanup picks, and you probably might not have seen 2 of them coming. You might not have seen any of them coming. Next one, but it speaks for itself though. AJ, I'm gonna shout y'all one more time because we had this conversation. Got to go with Daryl and Joe. Run DMC.
Ooh. I respect it. I respect it. I think I got 14 songs left. 13 songs left. 14 on my list.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them you've already said. So I'm trying not to add them, even though I should just add them. Just add them because they're probably the strongest options. I can't not have funky dividends, man. Let me go ahead and put funky dividends on here anyway. Even though you already said it.
It's gonna be on there when we ride. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely gonna be on there.
Right. So we got 2 left or 3 left?
I got 2 left. My next one will be 39.
Okay.
It's tough. Picture mic. The stage is empty. I got to go. This was gonna catch you. You didn't see this one coming whatsoever. You blindsided everything. Prime. I would have never thought you'd have said that. Like nobody would say it. But I do remember how dope the joint was. They had a song that was definitely more popular. Maybe that one big hit. The group is the Boogie Boys. And the song back in the breakdancing days, of course, was Fly Girl, right? That was their biggest hit. That was my joint. My joint off that joint was You Ain't Fresh. Remember that joint?
I can't hear it.
You ain't fresh. You ain't fresh. You ain't fresh. Go ahead with yourself. It's another joint. Write that joint down.
Yeah.
Write that joint down. Check it when we get off. But the Boogie Boys, You Ain't Fresh. That take you back to the backspin and the cardboard days. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay.
Yeah, You Ain't Fresh by the Boogie Boys. That's 19. It's 19 either 85 or 86. I think it was 85.
All right. I'm gonna go. I'm trying to force myself to say the message.
If that's what you feel, it's up to you.
I'm trying to force myself to say the message. I feel like I'm lying though. You know, I don't feel like I'm being honest. Let Let me go straight out of Compton. Let me go straight out.
Word, word. Well, you saved the joint because I was thinking about this when I was doing my list. I have the West Coast on here. Not that I don't have love for the West Coast, but I didn't end
It
up
was
putting
tough in the 80s for
yeah.
groups.
Uh-huh. That might probably be a little different whenever we get to the 90s, but
Oh, yeah. Mine'd be crazy.
we did it. The 90 joints gonna be off the chain.
I'm telling you, we're going to have to split that joint into 5 years.
Oh, we ain't no question. We're gonna have to.
That's too crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. So I'm up with big number 40, my last joint of the day. And I could go so many ways. I got about another 8 to 10 that I could go with, but I'm not. I'm gonna shut the door for me the proper way. We've been showing them love this entire show. They have multiple songs on these playlists. But just because I love them so much, take you back to the conversation we had a few weeks ago, and I let you know I remember exactly the first time I heard them recording this song. Well, I was recording this song with a tape recorder pushed up to my radio late on a Saturday night. You can barely get that little signal coming out of New York. And I'm all about beginnings, man, when things are fresh and raw and you're trying to get on.
Right.
So shout out to the Queens from Queens one more time. Salt and Pepper with the Showstopper.
Showstopper.
Yeah, so I got the show on my list, but I also got the Showstopper on my list.
I like that. I'm going to close the door on my list with the third album from Boogie Down Productions.
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
Why is that? How did I know as soon as you said that, he's going to go, why is that?
Yeah.
Nice pick. Nice pick. So crazy about the 80s, man, is I could go back. We went more songs with this joint than we ever have on any joint.
Right.
And I'm still sitting here like, 80s was so special. Do you know how many I really could have done? Like,
right.
I ain't talking about just to put songs on a list just to make a list. I'm talking about songs that I feel deeply about. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think I did a good job for me for the most part. There's definitely some things I could have interchanged, but I wanted to get some people on this list. And I didn't really have to force them. Like, if I put, like the Fat Boys picks, it won't just get the Fat Boys on the list. I thought those songs was super dope. You know what I'm saying? Didn't help that the videos was fire too in some of these joints, especially the In Jail joints. Crazy. You think about back then, you watching pure, I don't know, a video about some cats going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Eating too much, and it's crazy. Back in the 80s. So, and allowed me to get some other joints on here. But let's just do a read through. I'll run through mine real quick.
Okay.
All right. So I went with started from the top. The Big Payback by EPMD. Greatest Man Alive by 3 Times Dope. Peter Piper, Run DMC. Pick Up the Pace, UTFO. One Love, Houdini. Public Enemy #1 by Public Enemy. I Desire by Salt and Pepper. Girls Act Stupidly by Super Lover C and Casanova Rudd. Sexy, Masters of Ceremony featuring my man Grand Puba Maxwell. So don't forget to write that down to see if you remember, if it jogs your memory. Shout out to DJ B one more time as well for spinning it. 5 Minutes of Funk by Houdini. Hit It Run by Run DMC. Bustin' Loose, The Alliance. Time Is Up, Cash Money and Marvelous. 14 was, did I go with Fat Boys? Jailhouse Rap, right? Yep, Jailhouse Rap. Funky Dividends was my 15, 3 Times Dope. 16, Poetry by Boogie Down Productions. Next was Rebel Without a Pause by Public Enemy. Strictly Business by EPMD. Leader of the Pack, UTFO. Elementary Boogie Down Productions. Forever My Beat, Stetson Sonic. My Melody, Eric B. and Rakim. My Mic Sound Nice, of course, Salt and Pepper. Lyrics of Fury, Eric B. and Rakim. Funky Beat by Houdini. Loving Every Minute of It by Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. Stick 'em by the Fat Boys. Human Jock Box by the Skinny Boys. Louder Than a Bomb by Public Enemy. Friends by Houdini. Eric B. is President, of course, Eric B. and Rakim. Rock Box, Run DMC. Lottie Dottie, Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. Eighth Wonder, Sugar Hill Gang. The Show, made, of course, by Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. Paid in Full, Eric B. and Rakim. Daryl and Joe. Run DMC. You Ain't Fresh by the Boogie Boys. And Showstopper, of course, by Salt and Pepper.
Fire, fire, fire.
Right there, You Ain't Fresh joint down too. See if you remember that one or not.
Yep. All right. Dope list, dope list. My list goes like this. BDP, My Philosophy, Houdini, One Love, Jungle Brothers, JB's Coming Through, Beastie Boys, Paul Revere, Audio 2, Top Billin', Eric B. and Rakim, Follow the Leader, Kid and Play, Getting Funky, Stetson Sonic, Sally, BDP, 9mm Goes Bang, Heavy D and the Boys, We Got Our Own Thing, De La Soul, Potholes in My Lawn, Salt and Pepper, My Mic Sounds Nice, Cool G Rap and DJ Polo, Road to the Riches, PE, Black Steel in the Hour of Chaos, EPMD, Please Listen to My Demo, Run DMC, Beats to the Rhyme, PE again, Don't Believe the Hype, Nice and Smooth, Funky for You.
Yes, sir.
Rob Basin, DJ Easy Rock, It Takes Two, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Brand New Funk, Eric B. and Rakim, Microphone Fiend, Run DMC, Run's House, Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew, Keep Rising to the Top, EPMD, So What You Saying, Heavy D and the Boys, Somebody for Me, Stetson Sonic, Talking All That Jazz,
Yes, sir.
Super Lover C and Casanova Rug, Girls I Got on Lock, Bump It Up, I Got You, BDP, The Bridge Is Over, Eric B. and Rakim, I Ain't No Joke, EPMD, You Got to Chill, Jungle Brothers, The Promo, Salt and Pepper, Get Up Everybody, BDP, Criminal Minded, De La Soul featuring the whole Native Tongue family, Buddy remix, BDP, Teacher Teacher, EPMD, Knick Knack Patty Whack,
Yes, sir.
3 Times Dope, Funky Dividends, NWA, Straight Outta Compton, BDP to start and to finish the list. Why is that?
Yes, sir. Nothing but fire. Nothing but fire on that joint, man. Nothing but fire for sure. So, dang, man, we just went through 80 joints.
Crazy.
We just went through 80 songs, dog. Yeah. But just like a lot of times we've done these, this is definitely no different. Like, I feel like I'm ready to listen to some 80s hip hop right now. Like, this is great. Now, I've got 80s playlists all over my phone, but man, it's definitely some fire on these lists. It's definitely some fire left off. You feel good about your list?
I do feel good. I think when we chop it down, I'll feel even better when it's a little less. But yeah, I mean, it's not like we had any fall off on either list. So, and there's more, there could have been more, like you said.
No, that is no dope. Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely come up with a plan on how we're gonna do it because we might need a little bit of time. But it's no biggie. When we get to that one, we still got, we'll get to it. We're gonna make it happen. How about we got to do? It's gonna be dope. Salute, shout out to the 80s, man, and shout out to all the memories that this brought back during the course of us, putting these joints out, man. I'm always good for a stroll down, memory lane.
Me too, bro. Me too.
Always good to do that. So this is fire. But that's it, y'all. That is Source and I got a long ride ahead of us from VA to New York, you know what I'm saying, to Philly, and then back to VA. We're gonna do that in the span from Friday to Sunday. So we got some good music, some excellent music to listen to on our ride. So it's gonna be fire.
No
Look,
doubt.
the ride gonna be just as fire as the games. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what
Probably better. Probably better.
No doubt, no doubt. You got anything you want to put out there before we lock this one down?
Now, actually, it's the beginning of Black History Month. It's also the beginning of Dilla Month. My plan after this is to start a series. I'm gonna do a video, a Dilla related song every day for the month of February. That's the plan. Plans go awry often
Yeah,
because there's so much going on in this month. I mean, it's Black History Month. It's Super Bowl month. It's
yeah.
Valentine's Day. My brother-in-law is getting married, so it's their what's it called? Their engagement party. I'm DJing that joint. It's uh, it's a lot. It's the Grammys tonight. If you care about the Grammys, it's the Grammys tonight. It's just a lot going on in the month of February for it to be a short month, especially.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I can get this done. I'm gonna at least get it started today. I gotta at least do part one.
Yeah, dope. Um, Shout out to the people watching the Gram. I keep the Grammys pulled up on the iPad, and if somebody I want to see or someone I want to see, then I turn the sound up.
Right.
Whatever. I don't have the interest like I did back in the day to sit there and watch the whole thing, with the sound up. So it'll be pulled up on an iPad. And like I say, we are 1 week away from the Super Bowl, so um, we'll be back next week picking the Super Bowl, having some conversation about it, and the build up to it. So it's not just as simple, guys, as going in and just picking it. We're gonna have some conversation about a couple of things. Um, I got some crazy numbers I didn't come across, some things folks might know. Got a couple of questions I want to get some feedback on about pertaining to the Super Bowl. One of them is kind of crazy. I don't know if people knew, but I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag just yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun to hear everybody's response to it, and I guarantee it's going to be a little different for everybody depending on everybody's circumstance. So it's just going to be fun. So we shall see. So we are planning to be on 11 a.m. ish next Sunday morning. So well before the Super Bowl comes on. So you still have time to either make the early run before the show, or want to check us out, or after. You can go get your Tostitos and your beer and all that stuff after the fact. So
yeah, I'm gonna have a store run last minute, especially with people coming over for the Super Bowl. So
word. Hope you have fun. I'm gonna either be here or at my mom's. I ain't made up my mind. I think I might just be here, but we're gonna see.
Word.
We're gonna see, but I don't know. But always, this is the SBP. We're talking hip hop today. You can always find us on the SBP TV over on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook at the SBP, and also on the SBP TV page. So come check us out, rock with us. Sports talk is our thing, but hip hop, television, and movies are always in play. That's what we do here. So, but until next time, I'm Prime, and you are.
I'm Sauce, of course.
You already know, and we'll catch you, people. Peace.
Chill.